What is this confusion over the number which is being added over here, beta? Who is this child on the group? Beta. Who is this child who is? Yes, children. Does someone know this boy?
No, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am.
I just added one number which Sony gave me that. Sony, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
I have just added one number on Saturday. You had sent me a message now that, ma'am, please. I added that number. But who? This number is not that one. Na? The number you gave me, you are added on that number.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am. This is not.
This is not the number. So who is
Ma'am,
this
this is
boy?
other number.
Another number. But who is this boy? Is he there in your class? Chalo, anyways, why should we waste our time? I'll just speak to him after my class gets over. Who is this child? Let me speak to him. I was talking about cardinal points. How many kinds of cardinal points are there?
Three
Minimum.
types.
Yes, minimum,
Minimum,
optimum,
Optimum and maximum.
See beta, minimum, if I say minimum cardinal point of an enzyme, मतलब इससे नीचे अगर temperature चला जाएगा, then the enzyme becomes inactive. And if I say optimum, then activity of enzyme is maximum. वो best performance देगा अपना enzyme at this temperature. What is that point known as? Optimum cardinal point.
Optimum.
And very good. And the maximum is maximum उतने तक वो काम कर सकता है, उससे ज्यादा अगर टेम्परेचर हो जाएगा, then what will happen? The enzyme will again become inactive. So how many kinds of cardinals we have?
Three types. Three.
Minimum, optimum, maximum.
Maximum.
Minimum, supposing there is an enzyme, I tell you 15 degrees its minimum cardinal point. So अगर मैं 12 या 13 कर देंगे, then will it act? Will it be active?
No, it will become inactive.
5, then will it act? Tell me. Will it become active? Will it active beyond 25, 28, 29?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
कार्डिनल पॉइंट्स मिनिमम मींस इससे नीचे नहीं एक्ट करेगा, मैक्सिमम मींस इससे ज्यादा नहीं करेगा. चलिए लेट्स सी आवर बॉडी. दिस इज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एंजाइम्स इन द ह्यूमन बॉडी. ऑन द वाई एक्सिस दिस इज एंजाइम एक्टिविटी, ऑन द एक्स एक्सिस से देखना, दिस इज ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर. ओके, एंड दिस इज द एंजाइम वर्किंग एंजाइम. In our, if you see, is the body temp, this is the optimum temperature of the enzyme. ये optimum temperature है बेटा, लेकिन enzymes इस पे work कर रहे हैं in our human body. So is the body temperature, optimum body temperature same as the enzyme working temperature in human body? मैंने दो
No,
lines
ma'am.
बनाई, दो lines बनाई है, इसका मतलब obviously same नहीं है बेटा, isn't it? I made how many lines over here? 2 lines. This is higher. Optimum temperature is higher, but enzymes do not work at optimum temperature in the human body. Optimum से थोड़े कम पे काम करते हैं ये. Why this happens, beta? Because enzymes work at suboptimum temperature. Optimum से थोड़ा कम temperature is known as suboptimum temperature. We do not need that much of activation of enzymes. इतना प्रोडक्ट एक्टिवेशन चाहिए ही नहीं ह्यूमन बॉडी, ह्यूमन मेटाबॉलिज्म के लिए इतना एक्टिविटी एंजाइम्स का नहीं चाहिए हमें, दैट वो अपना मैक्सिमम परफॉर्मेंस दे एंजाइम्स. सो दैट इज व्हाई इन ह्यूमन बॉडी एंजाइम्स डू नॉट वर्क एट ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर्स, दे वर्क एट सब ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर्स. सब ऑप्टिमम मींस ऑप्टिमम से ज्यादा या ऑप्टिमम से कम? ऑप्टिमम से कम. बिकॉज बेटा अगर ये ऑप्टिमम पे वर्क करेंगे तो ये मैक्सिमम एक्टिव हो जाएंगे एंड मेटाबॉलिज्म बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगा, विच ह्यूमन बॉडी विल नॉट बी एबल टू टॉलरेट. सो enzymes in the human body do not work at optimum temperature. they work at suboptimal temperature. But supposing you're not feeling well, okay, and आप कभी कभी बोलते हो when you're not feeling well, you say मुझे feverish feel हो रहा है. You know this, you often use this word. What do you say, beta? Supposing there is a stomach infection or you have stomach ache or fever, then what do you say? You say I'm slightly feeling feverish. Actually, what is that feverish thing? The temperature of the body has gone slightly higher. Okay, temperature of the body has gone slightly higher. So this heat energy, what will happen to the heat energy? This heat energy will convert into kinetic energy. एंड ये जैसे ही आपकी एनर्जी लेवल बढ़ेगी, एंजाइम्स अपना सब ऑप्टिमा से किस पे आ जाएंगे? Very good. They'll come to the optimum activity. So maximum high level of work will start now. They will have enzymes start working at a faster pace, and they will destroy the pathogens which they have entered your body. They'll become very active now. As soon as they come at optimum, they will destroy the pathogen which has entered your body. So that feverish symptom is actually good. Why is it good? Not fever beta, feverish. Feverish means body temperature थोड़ा high लग रहा है, temperature, so that the enzymes can start functioning at which temperature? Optima or suboptima?
Optimum.
Optima.
So when they'll start working at optimum conditions, they'll become very active and then they'll be able to kill that particular pathogen which has entered your stomach or your body, whatever. And normal conditions, when we are healthy, beta, when we are in a healthy condition, less activity of enzymes is sufficient for normal metabolism. So when we are in a healthy condition, we do not. So normal conditions में healthy individual है, then enzyme will work at optima or suboptima?
Suboptima.
Suboptima. And if there is a pathogen entered the body and your body has to fight an infection, then enzyme will work at
Optimum temperature.
Optimum.
optimum temperature because they'll show the maximum activity at that. So we have seen this graph trying to explain that in our body temperature, enzymes do not work at an optimum temperature. See, with increase in temperature, the enzymatic activity first increases and then decreases in our body. Why do you think it will increase and then decrease? Supposing वो यहाँ तक आ गया बेटा, optimum तक. इसके बाद enzyme activity फिर decrease हो रही है. If you see the graph, can anybody tell me why? Related to the cardinal points and tell me.
Ma'am, because temperature becomes maximum.
Very good. The enzyme will reach its cardinal maxima, beyond which it will stop. देखो बेटा, optima के बाद activity lower down हो जाती है, and then obviously its function also stops. So what did we understand about temperature, beta? Mild fever, as I told you, is a good sign, but high fever is not a good sign. Why do you think so? चलो इसको hide करते हैं. Mild fever is a good sign because your enzymes from this they are reaching the optima, maximum activity. But if you have high fever, then it is not good. Why?
And because they cannot work in maximum temperature.
Exactly. They become deactivated because they are not functional then. Okay? They will become deactivated. Mild fever is a good sign, but high fever is not a good sign because at high temperature, the enzymes get denatured. When I say denatured, it means the structure gets damaged. So that is why high fever is not good. It has crossed the optimum cardinal point, and we already said कि maximum cross करने के बाद they become non-functional because they become denatured. Whenever we say denatured, मतलब उसका structure जो है वो damage हो जाएगा. So, like beta, let me give you a very simple example to understand this. We preserve food at low temperature. We keep it in the refrigerator, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Because
ma'am.
the enzyme activity is low. What happens to the enzyme activity in a refrigerator? It becomes low. Okay, because it is not optimum. The temperature is not optimum. So enzyme activity becomes low at lower temperatures. But when we heat or cook something, then enzymes get denatured. बेटा याद रखिएगा कि low temperature में enzymes just get inactivated. They are not denatured. They are not destroyed. In a refrigerator, if you feel 20-25 days, you will keep something and the food is still good to eat. It is not actually. Because your enzymes have just become what? Inactive. Inactive
Inactive.
for a temporary phase of time, and they are not showing the maximum activity. Although slow activity is still continuing, but optimum activity they are not showing. But at high temperature, we normally say किसी भी चीज को boil करो, cook करो, heat करो, तो germs मर जाते हैं. How is that happening basically? Because over here at high temperature, the enzymes are getting denatured. Is it okay? So microbes can survive even in hot springs. You must have heard about this microbe, Thermophilus bacteria. Okay, Thermophilus bacteria. This has special type of enzymes. They are very special enzymes. They can even survive at very high temperatures. We have more like Thermus aquaticus. This Thermus aquaticus, it has an enzyme. The name of the enzyme is Taq polymerase. What is the name of the enzyme?
Tag
Tag
polymerase.
polymerase.
Polymerase. It's a special enzyme. What is the range of enzymes I told you in the beginning when I started the topic where they can act maximum?
25 to 40.
25 to 40.
40 to
25 to
40.
40.
Very good. But this Taq polymerase enzyme can act even at 90 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. This is something different kind. Only very few enzymes are there. This is a very special enzyme. It is a heat resistant enzyme, Taq polymerase enzyme. We know that those organisms which are cold blooded, when I say cold blooded, I mean those which can change their body temperature with surroundings, they cannot survive in extreme conditions, but they can manage a range by hibernation or estivation. Why? Hibernation and estivation में जाने में क्या होएगा बेटा? क्या चीज कंट्रोल में आ जाएगी? Because of which activity? Enzymatic activity. Yes,
Enzymatic.
exactly. Okay, they change their body temperature so that the enzymatic activity goes accordingly, and then they can survive with the help of hibernation and estivation. So this is the most important factor. The first factor, second is pH. I'll be taking up tomorrow. The first and the most important factor which affects the enzyme activity is what? Temperature. Whenever temperature rises, which bonds are broken down?
Hydrogen bond.
Hydrogen bonds.
Hydrogen bonds.
Our body temperature, we saw this. Let me start from here. We had three: minimum, optimum, maximum cardinal points. In our body, the enzymes, do they work at suboptima or optima?
Suboptimal.
Suboptimal.
Suboptimum.
Okay. So this, why don't they work at optima conditions?
Because our body don't need that much activation of enzyme.
Yes, exactly. And when we have some pathogen which enters our body, or there is a stomach infection, we feel feverish, so body temperature rises, and enzymes reach which cardinal point?
Optimum.
Optimum cardinal point.
Optimum.
So they become more active and they will destroy the pathogen. So mild fever is a good sign, but why high fever is not a good sign?
Because at
What happened
Because
to
when
enzymes at high
temperature
temperature?
rise, they get
enzymes
denatured.
get dematured due to increase in temperature.
Very good. This structure is damaged. So when we have something, we preserve food at low temperature, enzyme does not get denatured, it becomes inactive. But at high temperature, it becomes denatured. We talked about a special enzyme which can tolerate 90 to 100 degrees Celsius. The name of the enzyme is
Tag
Tag
polymerase.
polymerase.
polymerase. This can act at 90 to 100 degree. And cold-blooded animals, why do they change their body temperature? So that they can control which activity of theirs?
Enzymatic activity.
Enzymatic activity.
Enzymatic activity.
So we did three things today. The first was two types of enzyme action, induced mechanism and the lock and key mechanism. Then we did two types of enzymes, simple enzymes
Conjugated.
Conjugated enzyme.
and the first factor which controls the acting action of enzymes. And what is the first factor we did?
Temperature.
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 Temperature has three cardinal points. Last question from me. What are the three cardinal points?
Minimum,
Minimum,
optimum,
optimum,
maximum.
and maximum.
Okay, excellent children. We'll continue tomorrow with the second factor, that is pH. how it influences the enzyme activity. Now you can leave the meeting, bachche. God bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.
God bless, beta.